everyone, it's Sharana from Pay Your Weights, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on Power Book 2 Ghosts. Season 4 is the series finale of it, and I will say, like, I could just give my thoughts on the finale, which I thought was very lackluster, and I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into that. Now, I've been a huge fan of Power Book 2 Ghosts. I thought it got off to a very strong start. I thought that what they were able to do with Tariq's character, especially that by the time Power Book 2 Ghosts came out, Tariq was one of the most hated characters in the Power universe. Literally, actually the hatest, like the most hated. Like the hate for Tariq was more than probably Angela, okay? And so I just felt like for what they did to take this character that I was just like, I don't know how you're going to create a series around a character that everyone genuinely dislikes as a whole. And they did one of the most fantastic things. They pulled it off. They had a great cast come together. And honestly, I've been a fan ever since. And so not until we really got into season 3 did I feel like we were kind of losing the point and really kind of going off the deep end as far as when it came to storylines especially. And one of the biggest mistakes of season 3 that I thought they made, which affected season 4, was the decision to kill off Mecca as a villain and then bring in the rise of Noma as this new big villain for the series. I thought Mecca was killed off way too prematurely. I didn't think we were given enough introduction to Noma. We didn't have much information on Noma. And Noma just didn't exude this air about her of someone that we should fear. Now, when we saw Monet and the stuff Monet was doing, I was like, no, like Monet about that life. Like, Monet kind of crazy. Like, I would be scared of whatever she got going on. But I didn't feel that same way about Noma. And one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen, especially going into season 4, is the decision to have Noma sleeping with the Hope. Like, I'm all about people getting their backs blown out, but the decisions that Noma makes is not a decision that like a boss beast would make. Why are you sleeping with Kane? Kane is like entry level foot soldier, okay? Like, there's no reason I would be sleeping with Kane, yet alone about to marry Kane. It just made absolutely no sense, and it was really just given desperate. It was given you didn't know no better. It was given, are you really the crime boss that they say that you are? Because it just made no sense. And to make matters even worse, then she started sleeping with Davis. I said, you sleeping with this washed up lawyer who ain't even got his damn license no more, getting divorced from his wife? Like, girl, for someone who's trying to be like under the radar, for someone who's trying to like hide out and legitimize her business, these decisions that you're making, it just doesn't make sense, okay? It doesn't make sense. And honestly, Noma hasn't done anything that made me fear her. Even with the killing Jabari, okay, fine. But the fact that she wasn't the one to actually take out Monet in episode 9 of this season, there's nothing that Noma has done to earn the title of villain to make me feel afraid of her. Honestly, Diana more unhinged than Noma. And that's saying a lot, okay? So I didn't care for Noma's character, how she was written. And then also too, I'll get into that actually when I get into why I feel like Tariq has not earned the title of Ghost. But while I'm talking about Diana being unhinged this season, honestly, if I had to give the MVP to anyone, it would be Diana. I love the progression of Diana's character. Was it rushed as hell? It was pretty much rushed like kind of in this last couple of episodes of part 2 of season 4. But I have to say, for a character that has been so underutilized for all the previous seasons, I mean, Diana's character was only used to be smashing somebody, spilling some family tea. She was a plot device to kind of do something dumb to push other stuff, the other pieces ahead. And I love what they did with her character of her essentially becoming her mother. She's the new Monet. I just felt like it was rushed. Now, when she shot Noma's daughter, I was like, that's the stuff that needs to be done. When she was like, now she know how we feel. I felt that. I said, yeah, because now she got to avenge her daughter's death. She ain't got nothing to fight for no more. So I felt like that was the right decision by Diana. Now, was it kind of made out of emotion? Sure. But it was the right decision that needed to be made. A decision that Tariq can't, like, none of them could make. So, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, okay? But I did like the progression of her character. I just felt like it was a little bit rushed. And I just hate that it took us in the final season to actually decide to do something with this character. There's something that Noma says to Kane in episode 9, like, you'll never become your own man until your mom is gone. And honestly, as much as Kane became his own man, I feel like Diana became her own woman after losing her mother, you know, and also to her losing her child. And so that kind of led her down this path of her becoming the new Monet Tejada at the end of the series. Now, Kane. I would like to see a spinoff with Kane. I just don't want to watch Kane beefing with Tariq anymore, or kind of like, I just want Kane to do his own thing. I would love for them to give him a spinoff and go into his own city and start a new life. I don't know what that's going to look like. But what I didn't like about Kane, how Kane just disappeared from shooting somebody in the head? If Noma called the feds and had them come in to help her, that was her last place since her brother left and took all of the higher help with him. How he just pop up and shoot her in the head? And then just disappeared into thin air. I was just like, y'all, I really be down with the antics, okay? I let Braden and Tariq go shoot up an airport like that's something they've been doing their whole life, and I let it slide. I really did. But it just don't make no sense that Kane was able to shoot Noma and just disappear when there's like hella cop cars, the feds. That didn't make no sense. But I said, you know what? I'm still gonna ride with it. But one thing that does not make sense was Effie giving Kane her money so he can run off. This whole forced like love story between them, it just didn't make sense, all right? Effie has only been Effie's #1 priority, okay? We've seen her screw Tariq over 15 million times. Like, she would do whatever it takes to get ahead. Now, this kind of goes back to what I think they were trying to do with this random introduction of Effie's mama in the previous episode, which I was sitting there, I was like, damn, like, you know, OnlyFans Soprano girl, like, she do look like Effie. I felt like it was actually really good casting, but we just did nothing else with it. Like, she just came, she said something, y'all tried to humanize Effie by saying, like, you know, that she was, you know, assaulted by, you know, her mom's boyfriend, and it was just like, okay, like, you said that, and then we just never went back to that. Like, we just never saw her mother again, to the point where I was just like, I mean, if y'all were trying to help old girl get a check, I mean, okay, fine. It was just random. Another storyline started and nothing ever comes from it. Just like when Pies, like when Angela's sister showed up at the beginning of the season and then Tariq killed her son, who was the agent, and we just never heard anything else about it. Another storyline that went nowhere, to the point where it's just like, okay, why did we do this, all right? So for Effie to give all her money to somebody who literally just betrayed her a few days prior, like literally cheated on her, started sleeping with the boss, and then got engaged to the boss in an effort to advance his own affairs, that don't make sense to me. It ain't enough love in the world, and especially somebody like Effie getting betrayed, that don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Have it make sense. I would love for someone to have it make sense for me, all right? Now, Drew being able to walk away from this, honestly, so many of them just being able to walk away from it, okay, fine. I guess they felt like Monet was the ultimate sacrificial lamb, fine. Now, also too, with Carter, the most pointless character that was added to this season, I actually probably still would have took Noma over Carter. So Carter is introduced as this cop who's dirty, but it's like a vigilante at the same time because he's trying to avenge his wife's death that we never heard anything else about. I thought it was going to be a connection to Ghost, to Noma, because like he was gunning for Noma before he really knew who Noma was, and he was like, I got plans for Noma. Okay, you got plans, but why? Why? Why are you doing the things that you do? What happened to your wife? Who was responsible for your wife's death? What connection does your wife's death have to do with any of these other people in the cast? Because it has to be something for you to just pop up in the middle of a season that's ending the entire series, for you to have your whole storyline that just, what were we doing? Because we still have no answers. The same answers I had at the beginning when your character was introduced are the same answers that I'm looking for right now that the series has ended. Also too, it does not make sense that Tate's brother was killed and he was not the one to pull the trigger on Carter. The fact that Carter's even alive, that he went to jail, and I know what y'all gonna say, Sharana, you know, he was a cop, he was a dirty cop, and he put so many people in jail and double-crossed people, that's like a worse fate than death. Okay, I don't care. For Rashad Tate, he would have been there to lock up the person that killed his brother. Honestly, he wouldn't have locked him up, he would have shot him. So the fact that Rashad Tate was not there, I don't know what Lorenz Tate was doing, but y'all could have filled the same scene. He came to see his brother's body, so y'all could have had him do the scene of them, like, I don't... Okay, I'm just trying to be calm. Okay, so yes, that was another issue I had. I felt like the whole storyline with Carter, unnecessary. I don't care about these cops. You still could have did Diana's storyline and just had a random cop do it. Like, it's just whatever, okay? Whatever. That whole thing didn't make no sense either. Giving Braden this random drug addiction, I didn't see, like, he comes from a family that works in finance. They've been doing drugs. He know how to do drugs professionally. Braden been doing drugs. And he just met this random girl and all of a sudden Braden pick up a drug addiction. It feels like y'all be trying to make Braden like Tommy too much. And I need y'all to just accept that he's never gonna be Tommy. He's not Tommy, and that's okay. He could be his own person. This could be the new generation of little drug kingpins. I don't know what you call them, but it could be different. We don't have to follow the Ghost and Tommy storyline so closely, all right? So that brings me to Tariq. Did I cover everyone? I talked about Drew. I mean, fine, Drew. Also, no, let me come back to Drew. So y'all had Drew be gay to have him break up with his boyfriend, and we just never, like, he had a new boo, but then we just said, hey, we not gonna do that no more. That's another odd thing that happened, but I'm just like, okay, fine, do what you do. Maybe everything doesn't have to be about relationships, but I just don't know why you would have a character that's queer that you're not gonna utilize as queer anymore. It's kind of weird to me. But okay, so yeah, so we talked about the Tejadas, we talked about Effie and Braden. Let me talk about Tariq, all right? Now, one of the best plot points of Power was the fact that Tariq had to graduate college with a certain GPA without being arrested, or he forfeits his inheritance, okay? I don't know when we kind of like went away from it. Like, did he lose his? I know he had like a business deal go bad, so I can't remember if he lost his inheritance. But the fact that we like went away from that, I felt like that was the storyline. That's what got us like, oh, how can he be selling drugs and not get caught and like still get all of this money? I don't even know what year of school Tariq is in right now. Like, I'm assuming that I really don't know what year they are at this point. Maybe somebody else can let me know what semester we're on, what school year we're on. I don't know. But I actually felt like that was the best storyline that they had. The fact that he had to stay on the up and up while he's still trying to make money, do all this like business without getting arrested, while he's still under investigation by the feds. Like, that was the best part of the storyline to me. Like, if they could come back to that for whatever spinoff they're gonna do, I would actually greatly appreciate that. And this leads me to my biggest issue about Tariq being called Ghost at the end of the finale. There's nothing that Tariq did to earn the title Ghost. He is nowhere near Ghost level, okay? First, Tariq can't even get himself out of trouble without having to enlist the help of 15 million people, okay? Like, you needed Braden even though you couldn't use Braden, okay? You need Effie even though Effie double-crossed you. Like, you need Monet and Kane even though they double-crossed you 15 million times. You still need all these other people's help. And honestly, Ghost, like, he was the mastermind. He just told everybody else what to do. It was never really anyone, maybe with the exception of Tasha at times, and maybe Tommy if he had a good idea, that was really helping Ghost plan a lot of this stuff. Ghost was the only one that truly saw the vision to take it into different levels that even Tasha nor Tommy could think of, all right? So for him to get this title of Ghost when he couldn't even handle capturing Carter. Like, y'all had a whole plan and you couldn't even do that right. You had one job and couldn't do that right. And dumbass Braden had to come to your rescue yet again. So I understand him telling Braden like, okay, you can't be my partner. Yes, because you're on drugs and that's crazy. And like, you just been doing a lot of crazy stuff this season. So I get it. But for him to be like this boss that everybody got to come through me. And yeah, it'd be like, I'm a ghost. It's just like, it wasn't earned. When they said it, I was just like, he ain't no ghost. He's not. Not even close. Just no. Also, too, is 2-Bit ever gonna come back and get his car from Tariq? Like, because I know Tariq gave him the car and then he stole the car back. Like, we just never gonna see 2-Bit anymore either. That's just me. That's another plot line that just didn't go anywhere. I guess we just doing cameos for the sake of doing cameos. But yeah, I just don't think that Tariq has earned the title of Ghost. Do I think he can get there? Yeah. Would I be excited to watch their journey? Yes. But I think a lot of stuff was rewarded at the end of the season. They didn't do anything to deserve it, okay? They didn't do anything to deserve it. And then at the end, for Noma's brother to go into business with the very people that killed his sister, I get the whole business is business, but they're a crime family. You're not gonna kill someone from a crime family and live to tell the tale. It should have been all out war at that point. That don't make sense. Like, so he gonna go into business with the person that had his sister killed. I was sitting there the whole time like, you're not gonna shoot Tariq? Like, it was just, I don't know. So I felt very underwhelmed. I felt like a lot of things just wrapped up in a neat, tiny bow. And then we get this random phone call, which you could tell was probably just recorded a couple of days ago. People are assuming that it's Tommy. I don't know. They canceled Power Book 4 Force, and they canceled, Power Book 2 Ghost. It only makes sense for them to merge together to have their own show. So I don't know. I don't even know how I even feel about that spinoff, because they were enemies. I know they made up, but I just don't know. I'm still gonna be there to watch it. Like, I ain't finna hold you. Whatever they come up with, like, I'm still gonna be seated. I'm going to watch it. But I just really hope that whatever they decide to do next, if they're gonna merge all of this stuff together, that they just have better writers. I just don't think that the writers were invested. It feels like a completely different set of writers from the first season to where we are now. And I just need them to get it together, because you have a great storyline that you somehow have diverted from the first season to now. And I need you to just get back on track. So whatever's going to happen, I just hope that they find a way to just get back on track, because I believe in you, okay? But for people saying that this finale was good, it was fine. It was fine. It wasn't terrible. I'm indifferent. I just felt like it's a lot of plot lines that were started that wasn't finished. No new information given, no backstories fleshed out for new characters that you just randomly decided to introduce in the middle of a series ending. So yeah, I just needed to get that off my chest, y'all, okay? I appreciate y'all. Once again, I love the acting ensemble that is involved with the Power series, the Power universe. It's just the writing is the biggest issue for me. So I hope that everyone gets their jobs back, because they're going to make this new series, and I hope that the writing is top tier, top notch, because they need to get it together, okay? So let me know in the comment section below, what did you think about Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 as a whole? What did you think about the finale? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you feel like there's writing issues? What things do you want to see happen with this new potential spinoff between Tommy and Tariq, if that's actually going to happen? Let me know in the comment section below, what did you think? But those are my thoughts on Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4. As always, my name is Sharana from Para Waits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again,